Good morning. I am at the Amistad National Recreation Area in Texas. It's only about 8 miles from Rio Texas, and it's on the border of Mexico. It's a reservoir from a dam. The southern border of it is the Rio Grande River. And it's pretty here, very pretty. I camped here last night. I got here late, or in the evening I should say, around 7 o'clock. I set up camp, had dinner. And today is a very nice day. It was about 65 degrees overnight. Really pleasant weather to camp in. That's the bridge over the reservoir, and that's US 90. Here's a little picnic area right under the bridge. I'm going to check out the water, see how warm it is. All right, let's feel it out. Oh, that's pretty warm. Good for swimming. There's the guy fishing over there. I'm going to walk out there. Good morning. Oh, you got one. What is it? Oh, it's a bass.
Largemouth bass, yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that looks great.
A little bit.
What, about 3 pounds or something?
Nah, less than that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, probably about 2 pounds.
Are you keeping him?
No,
Okay.
no, I always catch them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a terrific view. I'm going back up to my car now. I'm going to grab breakfast, and then I'm going to do a hike over there on that side. About a 5-mile hike. That's where I camped last night. Right there was my tent. And there's my Jeepo. I like this area, it's very nice, but the only thing about this campground, this is a Governor's Landing campground. It's right next to US 90, right there. And you hear all the cars going. It's not a very large campground, and even if you're back there, you're still going to hear the cars. And this was the only spot available last night, so I'm right next to the road. I slept, it didn't bother me that much, but still I would have preferred more quiet. I'm driving on this dirt road to get a view of the dam. I'm walking to the shore here, and there's the dam. The Amistad Reservoir Dam. Oh, it's very quiet here. It's nice. So this is the port of entry to Mexico. It's closed now, but there's the road. across the dam into Mexico. And there's the dam right there. I'm driving over the bridge, US 90, going to the trailhead where I'll start my hike. It's just half mile up ahead. Here's the bridge. Private property, owned by Union Pacific, I presume. No trespassing. Fortunately, I don't know what that means. All right, I'm starting on the Figueroa Trail. The trailhead's right here. This is a hunting area, actually, but it's not hunting season. Here's animal-proof gate, or cow-proof, I should say. And we're off on the trail. It's a flat trail. No elevation really to speak of. But it should give us some good views of the reservoir and the dam. There's the reservoir in the distance over there. And the trail up ahead right there. And on the right is US 90. So it's parallel with it for about a quarter mile. Then US 90 veers right, and the trail is gonna basically keep going straight. And then there are side trails that lead down to the reservoir. So the trail is basically heading west, and the side trail goes south to the reservoir. And right here, US 90, it's an east-west route, but it veers off to the north for a bit. We have nice cacti here. And the cactus pads are actually quite tasty. Nopales, they're also called. And you can fry them, boil them, many ways to cook them. Put them in an omelet. I've done that. They're very delicious, actually. It is 65 degrees. It's very pleasant. It's slightly humid, but not very much. And it's quite an enjoyable hike so far. I think right there, that's a gazebo. Looks like it. Well, we're heading towards it, so we'll find out. But here, it's very nice scenery. Rolling hills, gently rolling hills, reservoir, Acateo plants, cacti, mesquite, and the smell is just terrific. This whole area just has a terrific smell. And here, these flowers, these flower petals are edible and quite delicious. Kind of like lettuce, but they're very delicious. When I was hiking the Arizona Trail, I was eating them all the time. With the cactus petals, they made for a good meal. Okay, we're coming up to that gazebo. Or a bench, actually, it looks like. And I'm not sure there's a view from here, but we'll see. Yeah, there's a trail, I'll follow that. But here, is the view from this spot. We are coming up on a mile marker. And it says 1.25 miles. So we have a fork here. So I think I'll just go straight and see what's going on there for a bit. So I think the trail picks up here and goes that way. And this one, I think it's going to go down to the reservoir. So let me go over here and see what's going on there. Actually, yeah, this looks like it's not a trail. It looks like a road, actually. And this, I think this is the boundary of the National Recreation Area. Amistad National Recreation Area, because this is private property. So we'll continue on that other trail. If you're hiking in this kind of terrain, this is the Chihuahuan Desert or the Sonoran Desert. The trail may not be the shortest distance, but it'll be the fastest. Because trust me, you don't want to bushwhack through that. It'll be very slow, very bloody and painful with all the thorny stuff that's in there. So resist the temptation. Stick to the trail. Here's another rest stop right here. This one with a very nice view of the reservoir. So I'm carrying a Z-Pac's Arc Ultra 70-liter backpack. It only weighs 22 ounces. I bought this a few months ago in preparation for my hike on the Hayduke Trail, because I'll need a slightly larger pack. I have the Ultra 60-liter from Z-Pac, and that's a terrific pack. I've used it on many trails, many long-distance trails. It carries well, but this one has slightly bigger volume, 10 more liters, and can carry a bit more. And I'm only carrying a water bottle here and one snack bar. But I just thought I'd tell you, it's a wonderful pack. I highly recommend it. Expensive, but worth it. If you're wondering why I'm carrying such a big pack for just one water bottle, because all my other day packs weigh twice as much. So why not? And here's another bench with a view. And this is a pretty good one. Look at that. Okay, so this looks like it's the end of the trail right here. And we could probably go down there, so let's go explore. Yeah, this is very rocky. Yeah, and here's a drainage. Look at all that wood from the water draining through. It is dry. Oh boy, just scat everywhere, everywhere. I'll need to check for ticks later on. But here we are. We made it. Look at those tracks. They're cougar tracks, as far as I can tell. Can't quite make it out. I'm not sure. And the water, let's see how warm it is. That's pretty nice. And that took an hour and a half to get here. Now, let's head back. I'm kind of coming out of that floodplain behind me. I met a couple hiking in. We chatted for a couple of minutes. They had a big dog. So when I first saw it, I thought, well, is this a pit bull or is this a bulldog? It kind of looked like both. So I asked him, and he said, yeah, it's a pit bull bulldog mix. All right, let's go through this cattle-proof gate. And back to our car. This was a fun hike. It's very easy. It's quite scenic. And the weather was great. So I wouldn't do this in the summer, of course, because here it gets well above 100. So that would not be advisable. But in the winter, spring and fall, actually it's terrific here. I'm thinking it would be even better in the winter because the days are very nice and the nights are not that cold, but you know, cold enough for that good sleeping, snuggling into your quilt. Okay, here we are. It's 2:20 2:40, I should say. So this was a 2-hour and 20-minute hike, and that was very enjoyable. I haven't had a bath in 2 days, so it's bath time. I'm going to take a bath in the reservoir right there. Boy, this walkway is steep. So this is interesting. This tells you how low the water level is, because usually the water reaches to there, and now it's very low. Well, all finished with the bath. That was very refreshing. All right, I have a couple of things to do. One, I'm going to collect some cactus petals so I can have them for dinner tonight. Two, I have to go find a small metal tube to repair my tent pole. The tube at the end of the pole fell. That's the tube that the ring goes into. So I have to go to a hardware store and find something to fix it. It's working, it stands right now, but it really needs to be fixed. Okay, here's a whole bunch of petals, and they look good. So I'm gonna grab some, and I'll show you later. So basically you just reach in, if I can get to it, I'll show you. And just pluck them like that. So I'll fill my bag and I'll show you later. I got a whole bunch of petals there. This is from the agave cactus, or yucca, that's with 2 C's, plant, Y-U-C-C-A. And I'll have these for dinner later. I'm going to put them on a salad, and also I can make them in a soup. Or fry them up with the cactus pad that I'm going to get later. This is a gorgeous sunset. Amazing. And it's going to be clear tonight, so I should be able to take some good star pictures. Let's hope it stays clear. I tried to fix my tent pole, but the part I got was too small, so I need to go get a slightly bigger part. Now I'm going to start making dinner. I got a cactus pad from over there. There was a bunch of cacti growing there, and here it is. Now, before you start eating this, you have to prepare it. Mainly, you have to get all the thorns off. Now, the big ones are no problem. The ones you got to worry about is the tiny hair-like thorns called glochids. And they're there, you can't see them, but those, once they get into you, there ain't none getting them out. They're very painful. Now, there's no way to reliably remove them except by burning them off, singeing them off. So first, I'm just gonna scrape the cactus like this, remove the big pieces, and I can cut actually around the side. It's the easiest way to do it. Like that. And that removes the pieces from the sides. we go. Okay, that takes care of those. Now for the others, I'll scrape as much as I can to get the long thorns out, leaving only the glaucids, the small ones, and then I'll burn those off. And this is a pretty big cactus, so I'm going to actually cut it in half because it's easier to manage that way. And I'll just put it over the flame for just a few seconds, and that burns those small ones off. And then you don't have to worry about them. All right, I put the cactus bag in the frying pan, and I'm going to let it fry very slowly so it can cook all the way inside. And it's frying in olive oil. And while that's going on, I'm going to take the agave cactus rose petals I collected, or petals I should say, flower petals, and separate them, and then wash them, and then they will become part of my salad. So this is basically the lettuce substitute. I've got tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions also to throw in there. And it'll be just a plain salad in olive oil. And so they're very tasty. They have the consistency of lettuce, but they taste kind of like cucumber-ish. So I like them very much. Dinner is ready. For my main course, I have pot roast, which I just warmed up. Then on the side, I have fried cactus in Cajun seasoning and onions. And for salad, I have cactus flower petals, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, and jalapeno peppers. And I actually fried some of the cactus flowers, and boy, they come out really well. They fry very well. So I'm going to do that more next time. But I just want to see how they turned out this time. So now I'm going to eat. I'll catch you later. Hello. I'm in a hotel room tonight. Last night was quite a miserable night, actually. I had dinner. I stayed up a little, taking some star pictures. And then around 11:30, I went to bed. At about 12:30, I woke up with this horrible feeling in my stomach. I was nauseated, and I was on the verge of blacking out. I had to hold myself against the bench. So I immediately realized it was food poisoning. So I called 911 at 12:41, and I was staying at the St. Pedro campground in the Amistad National Recreation Area. That's very close to Del Rio. Actually, it's within, I think, the city limits of Del Rio. So I was in civilization. So while waiting for the ambulance to arrive, I had a massive bout of diarrhea, which basically ejected all the bad stuff that was in my stomach. But I was really weak. But I just started feeling better right after that. All the bad stuff was out. So I sat in my car for about 10 minutes, warming up, because I started shivering all of a sudden a lot. And then the ambulance came, and they, checked me out. Everything was fine. All the vital signs were fine. Everything. My blood sugar was fine. I had no fever. I knew it was food poisoning because I'd experienced something like that before. That was a similar feeling. But I was very weak and I was still shivering. So I decided to go to the hospital just to make sure. So they brought me to the hospital, and I stayed there till about 5:30. Then they released me. But then I couldn't get a taxi until around 8 o'clock. So I basically waited in the lobby of the hospital, in the emergency room lobby, until I could get a taxi. Then finally a taxi brought me over back to the campground, and I packed everything up and came into town, Del Rio, and got a hotel room. And here I am. I'm feeling much better now, almost back to normal.